I would like to call the Tuesday, November 15th, 2016 City Council meeting to order. Mrs. Butler, will you take roll?
Glover,
Yes.
Florence, Mumgard, Gaines, Jaworski, Klug, Stubbe, Ingberg.
Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have an affidavit of publication on file?
That is correct.
We have a current copy of the Open Meetings Act, which is posted in the City Council chambers. We have a presentation this evening with the Sarpy County Economic Development Corporation, the third quarter report, and we'd ask that you present that now.
Good evening, Council and staff. My name is Andrew Rainbolt, Sarpy County Economic Development Corporation. I'm Executive Director, and happy to be back in front of you again tonight to do a brief presentation on our third quarter. Hard to believe that the year is flown by so fast, but it's kind of a good point in time for us to take a look at not just what we did in the third quarter, but what we did throughout the year to date. So I'm going to take a quick moment to run through some of the economic indicators that we track for Papillion and all the cities across Sarpy, and then kind of go into some of the things that we track for ourselves as our performance indicators. So I'll start off with the third quarter report. I have it up on the screen there, and net taxable sales is actually something that we met with the city about. We had a little confusion. I don't think we were totally even clear on exactly what it was, but met with the state to figure out the difference between net taxable sales and actual tax receipts. And so we got some clarification there that these definitely will not line up with tax receipts. We saw a dip in the first quarter in Papillion, and we figured out that was from a single company, and we think that was just kind of, they changed how they report where they're selling some of their products from, and so that is through the number off. So we had a dip in the first quarter in Papillion, but that was actually kind of an anomaly. Second quarter was back to where it normally is, and I think we'll probably even end up seeing year-over-year growth even with that anomaly in the first quarter. So we were, for the second quarter, compared to 2015, we were up, you can see there, 144 million to 138 million there last year. Moving down, permit valuations, you can see Papillion in 2016 in the third quarter had significantly more when compared to last year, had over 75 million compared to 27 million there last year. So you can see we've had a few big projects that have come through. Papillion's had two of the largest projects that we've been tracking so far this year. We'll point that out at the end of this part of the presentation. Moving down to single-family housing permits, this is something that we track as an indicator of growth, obviously. Third quarter 2016, Papillion had 75 as compared to 2015 last year. And you guys are probably aware we've seen a slowdown in housing permits pulled in Papillion's jurisdiction. We've had several great years that have strung together here now, so not necessarily a bad thing, and we don't think it's indicative of long-term patterns or anything. Multifamily housing permits is a different story, obviously. We had 130 in the third quarter of 2016 as compared to 4 last year. Obviously, we know that those are not the easiest things to get through City Council, but from an economic developer's perspective, we think all housing is very important, especially on the workforce side, and growing our density in Sarpy County is one of the things that we see as a driver of more, I guess we get more looks from employers when we have more dense housing and more workers in the area. So that's something that we really do like to see. Labor force statistics, we have a bit of a typo in this one. You can see it says our unemployment was 30,000 in July. That I believe that should just read 3,229. But pretty much same story here as we've seen, low threes, high twos for the and continuing growth of our actual labor force. So hovering there a little over 90,000 this last quarter there. So we've seen some growth year over year, not a whole lot, something that we track because we need to keep growing that labor force, as I mentioned. These are just year-to-date numbers here. You can see net taxable sales, as I said, down a little bit, but already talked about that anomaly. I think we'll probably finish the year out on the positive side, even with that. Building permit valuations, you can see, I'll jump to the totals real quick there for everyone. Well ahead, almost 100 million ahead of last year at 375 million. And Papillion in particular is well ahead of last year. They're almost 150 million compared to almost 89 last year at this point in time. Single family housing permits, as I mentioned, is still up this year, 270 over 194. I guess where we're going to be down a little bit is on the platted lots. Multifamily housing permits issued, obviously well above last year where we only had 4 and we had 138 so far this year. And the county as a whole is well above last year as well, thanks in large part to Papillion. Single family housing subdivisions platted, and this is where we've seen a little bit of a downturn. So like I said, we don't think this is indicative of long-term pattern, more probably of supply and demand. For a long time there, we didn't have nearly enough platted lots. We platted a whole bunch of lots, and now we've kind of seen a little bit of a slowdown at that point, but it'll come back, especially when we've got some of the school district issues figured out as we have last year. I just point out 2 projects. The top 2 projects are two larger valuations that we have permitted so far in the county this year: Oxbow Animal Health and the Omaha Truck Center that is being built, both currently under construction with their metal wall up and their concrete walls going up now as we speak. So exciting stuff going on there. All right, I think if I just keep scrolling down, I'll come in. All right, now looking specifically at our measurables, I'll start on the top line on landed projects. We landed 2 projects in the third quarter of 2016, and year to date we're at 6. So pretty good pace. I think we'll land at least 1 more that I know of, and probably maybe 2 or 3 more there. So we should be around 7 or 8 projects for the year landed. So far, that represents about $133 million in capital investment, 674 total jobs. 452 of those are new to Sarpy County, and 220 of those are retained. So overall, we've had a pretty good year so far. We've opened 31 opportunities year to date. Last year we were close, I think we were about at 50 or close to 50, maybe 47. But in the previous 3 years to that, we were around 30 to 32. So we're not as good as last year, but still having a pretty good year so far. 6 of those opportunities have been retention expansion projects, and 25 of those are new to market. So, and when I say new to market, as I always try to point out, that it's new to Sarpy County, not necessarily new to the Omaha Metro in all. Some of those projects are people that are looking to move from other parts of the Metro to Sarpy County. So, so far on prospect visits this year, we've had 14. We had 1 in Q3, and it was someone who's coming to look at Papillion, and a project that we're feeling very good about. So excited about that visit, and we'll probably get another one out of them before the year's through. We've had 50 existing business visits that we've conducted, so those are businesses that James or myself has gone out to and sat down with and had a conversation about growth opportunities there. And we've had 3 projects spin out of those visits. So that's a number we're trying to pump up there a little bit, both the number of visits made and the number of projects that come out of those visits. What kind of projects are we working on? We've had one that didn't fit into a category from the new to market side, but our bread and butter is always warehouse distribution, office, data center projects, and then manufacturing as well. So nothing out of the ordinary there. On the retention expansion projects, we did have three office projects, I would say smaller office projects that we worked on, and a couple of manufacturing projects too. So overall, it was a very good quarter. And you know, we're on pace to have a very good year, and a lot of that is happening now in Papillion too. So specific to Papillion, I would say that one of the 2 projects that we landed in the third quarter was Thrasher. They moved just down the street actually, but moved into Papillion's jurisdiction. into the city limits. And that was a project that we've worked with Thrasher and their real estate brokers for almost 2 years to try to find them a piece of land that would work for them and keep them here in La Vista or in Sarpy County. We're able to find that piece of ground finally in Papillion here. And so we're very excited about not only their project, but the other projects that'll follow up on the land that they're developing. So, and that's the other thing that we've spent a lot of our time focusing on is land development. We're very much limited on developable business park space. So our focus very much is on creating more products so that we can land more projects. We've got the interest, but we need to have places for them to land. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, thank you.
The next on the agenda is the Administrator's Report. Mr. Hoynes.
Thank you, Acting Mayor Glover, and remainder of the council members. Begin my report this evening by update on Lincoln Road. That's a large project we've had a lot of discussion on. It has been designed. They're just buttoning up the final pieces of that, and it will be bid in December, probably awarded in January with start construction as soon as it thaws. And so all of Lincoln Road from 84th to 96th at various times in phasing will be under construction next year. The former rec center building that Lori vacated here a month or so ago has been used recently for police and fire training exercises. There's a possibility that before the next time you meet that the fire department will actually do a controlled burn on that facility. So if you see that going on, I just want to make you aware of that. And finally, Mayor and Council remind you that the event that just seems to keep growing, the Winter Wonderland, is November 26th. A week from Saturday, and project, I think somebody mentioned today at staff meeting, 55 degrees, and Tony Gowan has guaranteed that all 160,000 lights will go off. That's his one goal every year on its evaluation that we measure him by, but I don't know if we're going to get any snow, but we will get some decent weather out there. So that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Hoynes. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion. We have a motion. Second. And a second. Motion by Ingberg and a second by Jaworski. So are there any proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Motion passed.
Next item on the agenda is D1, Ordinance 1759, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of highway allocation fund pledge bonds of the city of Papillion, Nebraska, Series 2016, in principal amount of not to exceed $3,500,000 for the purpose of paying the cost of construction of certain streets of the city, prescribing the form of said bonds, pledging funds to be received by the city from the state of Nebraska Highway Allocation Fund for the payment of said bonds, providing for the levy and collection of taxes to pay the same if necessary, providing for the sale of bonds, authorizing the delivery of the bonds to the purchaser, and providing for the disposition of bond proceeds, and ordering the ordinance published in pamphlet form. Bruce Leffler is here to answer any questions. Is there a council member that'll introduce?
I'll introduce.
Council member Klug has introduced. The staff is recommending a waiver of the second and third readings, which requires a super majority vote.
I'll make a motion to waive.
So we have a motion by Council member Ingberg, second by Council member Klug. Are there any proponents? Opponents? Council discussion? Please vote. Is there,
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion passed.
is there a motion to approve ordinance 1759? Motion by Klug. Second by Florence. Are there any proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion passed.
Next on the agenda is E1 Ordinance 1748. An ordinance to amend section 170-22 C2B of Chapter 170 Subdivision of Land, Article 6, required subdivision improvements in section 170-22 subdivisions, improvement guarantees and costs of the Papillion Municipal Code having to do with capital facilities charge, to add section 170-22D to chapter 170 subdivision of land, article 6. Required subdivision improvements in section 170-22 subdivision improvement guarantees and costs of the Papillion Municipal Code having to do with the capital facilities charge, to amend the alphabetical order of subsequent subsections therein, and to provide for an effective date. I will open the public hearing. Are there any proponents? Any opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Next on the agenda is F1, Resolution R16-0170. A public hearing and a vote, a resolution to approve a Class CK liquor license for Jane Leland Investments, LLC, doing business as Twisted Vine at 123 North Washington Street, and manager application for Catherine Renals. I'll open the public hearing. Are there any proponents? Any? Oh,
I'm Dan Reynolds, and this is my wife, Catherine. We're available if you have any questions for us.
I have a quick question, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
What kind of activities are you going to be doing? Is it similar to what was there, or is there something
Yeah,
new?
we would be continuing the paint and sip concept that they had, and then maintaining the beer and wine bar.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any opponents? I'll close the public hearing. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R16-0170? Motion by Klug, and a second by, oops, I should have to say his name, Engberg. Please vote. Okay.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion passed.
Next on the agenda is F3, Resolution R16-0177, a resolution to approve an option to purchase real estate agreement for a small parcel of land located immediately north of Emmanuel's Trinity Courtyard, located at 620 West Lincoln Street, Papillion, Nebraska, for potential,
We need F2 first. F2 first.
did I,
Skipped ahead, maybe.
yes. I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. I saw the mayor do that last week, and I said, God, that's great, because if I get up here and do it, I won't feel so bad. All right, we have next item on the agenda is F2, Resolution R16-0176. A resolution to approve a real estate purchase agreement for the purchase of Lot 2, Dooley Addition, replat 2, generally located between 84th Street and 96th Street on West Lincoln Street and just north of Lincoln Street and Frontier Drive in Papillion, Nebraska, for the future expansion of City Park and approval of the supporting memorandum of the understanding with Emmanuel. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R16-0176? Motion by Florence, Councilman Florence, second by Councilman Jaworski. Are there any proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion. Please vote.
Five yeas, 0 nays, motion passed.
All right, now, F3, Resolution R16-0177. A resolution to approve an option to purchase real estate agreement for a small parcel of land located immediately north of Emmanuel's Trinity Courtyard, located at 620 West Lincoln Street, Papillion, Nebraska, for potential future development as additional emergency access point. Is there a motion to approve Resolution R16-0177? Motion by Klug, second by Jaworski. Are there any proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Five yeas, 0 nays, motion passed.
Next item on the agenda is F4, Resolution R16-0178, a resolution to approve the applications for the 2016 winter fireworks season, December 29th through December 31st. For Bellino Fireworks, Papillion Spirit Football, and Echoes Softball. Is there a motion to approve R16-0178? Motion? Motion by Ingberg and a second by Klug. Are there any proponents? Any opponents? Council discussion? Please vote.
Five yeas, 0 nays, motion passed.
Yeah. All right. Committee reports. I don't believe there were any committees that met tonight. Any council comments? Or any comments from the floor? Any council comments? All right, students, you know the drill. You just well come up and introduce yourself. So
They probably just don't stand up.
yeah.
Obviously, they don't
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little,
My name's Damian Berger, and I'm here for AP Government.
My name's Hannah Soroka, and I'm also here for AP Government.
My name's Jake Rawlson, and I'm here for AP Government.
My name's Christian Shad, and I'm here for AP Government. My name's Ashley Lucky, and I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Bethany Pearson, and I'm here for AP Government.
My name is Jilly Pearson. I'm here for AP Government.
My name is Ryan Roberts. I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Nick Swoboda. I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Jared Gross, here for Honors Government.
I'm Andrew Sprague. I'm here for Honors Government. Peter Wynn for AP Government.
I'm Claudia Guil for Honors Government.
My name is Jacob Davis for AP Government.
My name is Shane Bull. I'm here for AP Government.
My name is Ryan Peterson. I'm here for AP Government.
My name is Wolfgang Schoenweis. I'm here for AP Government.
My name is Aiden Treen. I'm here for AP Government.
My name is David Allgaier here for AP Government.
My name is Logan Clark for AP Government.
Logan Anderson, Honors Government.
My name is Trevor Thomason, and I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Shane Wright, and I came here from Honors Government.
I'm Eric Watson. I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Finn Niebel. I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Jenna Reyes, and I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Maddie Gaudette, and I'm here for AP Government.
I'm Michael Feldman. I'm here for AP Government.
Yes, do we have a couple Boy Scouts here? We'd like to have you come up and introduce yourself and tell us why you're here.
I'm Isaac Lee. I am here for my community service merit badge.
Thank you. It's definitely nice to see you all here. Oh, we didn't.
My name is Megan Palmer, and I'm a senior at UNMC College of Nursing.
Good, thank you. It's nice to see you all here and have an interest in city government instead of protesting down on 72nd Street. So I want to thank you for coming and tell your teachers we appreciate them sending you, because it'd be pretty bleak here tonight for attendance if you weren't here, so thank you. Yeah, I'm guessing they did. Now, I guess we're at the council comments. Nobody has any comments, so we'll need a motion to adjourn. We have a motion by Ingberg and a second by Klug. Please vote.
The 5 yeas, 0 nays. Motion passed.